Kaylee Gala, and today I'm going to talk to you about the internet. I figured I would use the internet because we're all college students, so we all know what it feels like to be up at 3 in the morning finishing a project or doing homework for classes. So I figured the internet would be a good topic because we all have some basic knowledge of it. So today I'm going to talk to you about who invented the internet, why it was invented, and the top searches of 2012, 2011, and 2010. So what comes to mind when you think of the internet? Twitter, Facebook, Google, Netflix, just the basic topics. Well, the real definition, according to dictionary.com, of the internet is a vast computer network linking smaller computer networks worldwide, usually preceded by the. The internet includes commercial, educational, governmental, and other networks, all of which use the same set of communication protocols. So, as I was up not last night, it was more of the weekend, trying to think of what to do for my speech. It's probably 2 in the morning, and I was Googling, like, what topics can I do for a speech, and then I was like, I use the internet a lot, and I never realized how much I use it until I started thinking about the topic. So, as I said, this would be a really good topic to use. So let's start with where it all began. Who created the internet? Well, I looked up an article by the Los Angeles Times, and according to that, a bunch of different people were included in the making of the internet. One of them being Robert Taylor, who funded the ARPANET. He also was helping with the invention of the personal computer. He promoted research into networking, so he was a big part of making the internet. And then there was Vincent Cerf and his partner Robert Kahn. They invented the fundamental communications protocols, and they also worked on ARPANET. And then there was Tim Berners-Lee, and he invented the World Wide Web, which isn't the same thing as the internet apparently, but it's pretty close. And then there was Doug Engelbart, and he invented the hyperlinks. So all of these people were actually under a government contract, so if you're going to be technical, technically the government created the internet, but they all contributed. But Robert Taylor was the key part of it. Without him, the internet would not have come into existence when it did. And now that we know who invented the internet, let's learn why. It was made for one purpose, but ever since it was invented, it's grown to be made for so many more purposes, and it's been so helpful to people. It was made so that the U.S. Department of Defense researchers could share information with each other. And today, it's used for social media, communication, research, just a bunch of different things, just for fun and for school. It's a really good invention. And now that we have the background stuff down, let's move on to the fun stuff, the top searches. I used ABC News to look up the top searches of 2012, 2011, and 2010. And some of them were kind of obvious, but some of them I was like, what were people thinking? So in 2010, Makospace, which is a social network, was number 10 in the searches. Number 9 was Glee. Number 8 was Groove Shark, which is a music internet site. Number 7 was Facebook. Number 6 was Mixer, which is a website for free ringtones and free wallpapers for your phone. Number 5 was Justin Bieber. Number 4 was World Cup. Number 3 was the iPhone 4. Number 2 was Chat Relay. And number 1 was the iPad. So then in 2011, the top searches from least to greatest were number 10 was Osama bin Laden. Number 9 was the Japan earthquake. Number 8 was Jennifer Aniston. Number 7 was American Idol. Number 6 was Lindsay Lohan. Number 5 was Jennifer Lopez. Number 4 was Katy Perry. Number 3, Kim Kardashian. Number 2, Casey Anthony. And number 1, the iPhone. And then, in 2012, number 10 was Big Brother Brazil. Number 9 was Michael Clark Duncan. Number 8 was Amanda Todd. Number 7 was the 2012 Olympics in London. Number 6, Kate Middleton. Number 5, Diablo 3. Number 2, the iPad 3. Number 1, Hurricane Sandy. Oh, sorry, I think I skipped some. It was Hurricane Sandy, Psy's Gangnam Style, and then number 1 being Whitney Houston. So, as you can see, some of them were pretty common, like the iPad and the iPhone. And then some of them, most of them were actors, music idols, so it looks like people used it for the most part news and looking up people they're interested in movies and TV shows. So now that you know all about the internet, let's go over what I told you today. I taught you three basic things: who created the internet, why it was created, and the top searches. So next time you're on the internet, on Twitter or on Facebook, and you're just thinking it's all for fun, maybe you'll think about who put all the time and effort into you just being able to tweet. And it sounds pretty cool. You never really think about the background stuff, you just think about the here and now and why it's fun. So it's a really useful tool, and you should appreciate the background stuff